Y'all know what it is and who it is. Fight Night X. Yes, Four Corners Boxing, and I'm here with precious Pearl Gonzalez, the Chi-Town Princess. Welcome to New York City.
Thank you so much for having me on, and New York is amazing. I've been so happy to be here. I haven't had pizza, absolute pizza war here, but the energy in this city is incredible.
Better than the Chi?
Better than the Chi. Best pizza in the world.
You heard it from her first. You got train stations in the Chi as well. You got train stations in New York. You hit the train station yet?
I did actually. Yesterday when there we had some pho, which is the best. But when Hell's Kitchen.
Okay.
So we took the train. It's so much fun. It's a journey here.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Pearl, you are now UFC Fight Pass commentating, but you have been in the ring as well, and you've been in plenty of rings, plenty of octagons, bare knuckle fighting, boxing, UFC, XFC. You've done it all. What do you appreciate more? MMA. We know that's your cup of tea. The boxing as well.
I think that through the training and some of my fights, it's so different. The skill set, the training, completely different than MMA, and I think that for MMA, it's almost like you have ADHD. If you get tired of doing striking, you can go into the grappling. If you get tired of that, you go back to wrestling, and you can kind of mix it up. And with boxing, you have to show up every single day, and the detail, the attention to detail in boxing, and the way, the level at which you have to compete at is so much higher. You have to fine tune your skills so much more than you do in MMA. And so I think that obviously I love grappling and I love MMA because I've done it my whole life. But I have this found respect for boxing, attention to focus to detail, and just and the way you have to train is amazing. It really is.
There's no workout like a boxing workout, I say, right? I say probably basketball is probably the most conditioning, meaning that they got to run up and down the court so much, running all these miles that you run as well. But jiu-jitsu is your specialist, right?
Yes, jiu-jitsu has always been kind of love, but I injured my knee and I had to take 3 years off, which is why I moved into boxing in the first. And I grew a new love for it. It's a very different way for me to express myself. I'm a completely different personality when I step inside the boxing ring compared to when I step on the mats and I do jiu-jitsu and I grapple. So it's just to express myself. That's kind of how I have a whole new identity. 2-0
in boxing, you hear? Watch yourself, man. Watch yourself. Pearl, we got a big matchup tomorrow night. King Callum Walsh is back in New York City.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day weekend. You got a little bit of Irish in you, I see, right? Puerto Rican, Mexican, and she got the Irish in her too. We're going to represent all the way. How do you see this one playing now? Where do you see the favorites going to? You know, like what can Callum do to continue his run at super middleweight?
Callum is extremely technical, he's extremely talented, he's a hard worker. He's in the gym, you know, he has so many obligations as far as media goes, and he rises to the occasion. I have really watched him evolve in every single fight that we see him, he's getting better. And that showcases his discipline, his skills. You know, his girlfriend, Tabitha Ricci, is also an incredibly talented and focused fighter, UFC fighter as well. So he's surrounding himself by all of these great people, Freddie Roach, Wild Card Boxing, and all the great athletes that come out of there. But Dean Sutherland, you know, I saw him today, and he too in Scotland
he's pumped.
But he also surrounded himself around champions, and his coach is very, very attentive, and they've just really locked in. He moved to gas close. It's his first time moving away from home. He's been there for a year. He said it's the best decision he's ever made, and he said he's here to spoil the party. And you look in his eyes and you believe him. He means that with his heart. And so it's a tough one. I think that both athletes show up, and the best man's going to win. But make no mistake, Dean Sutherland is here, and he's here to win.
He looks pumped. I mean, he was smiling here at the weigh-in. Callum is more locked into his serious mode. His girlfriend is also a fighter, right? Shout out to the ladies. Behind every great fighter, he's got a great woman behind him as well. Pearl, women's boxing, women's MMA, I mean, in the past couple years has just taken off to new heights. How does that motivate you to get back in the cage or get back in the ring? Are we going to see you back in the cage or back in the ring, bro?
There's a potential. You know, I haven't hung up my gloves yet. I haven't said no to it. But right now, I am so focused on the other side of the sport and being a liaison, being a representative for these athletes and for the fighters, the other side of the sport.
Okay.
And I mean that with my whole heart. I found a whole new passion, being able to be the voice for them, helping them get their story out there and tell what they've gone through to get to this place in their life. It means so much to me. It's a new passion for me. And I think that it's really important for me to represent the fighters.
Okay.
and be there for the fighters and make sure that I do right by them. I don't need clicks. I don't need views because I have a good story. If they ask me to say something or tell me something confidently, they can confide in me where I'm not going to share their business. I'm here for them. And so I love this new place that I'm at in my life and in my professional side of my life as well. I'm going to be a representative for the athletes right now.
But we know that you stay in the gym.
I stay in the gym.
She stays sharp.
I stay in the gym. I stay sharp.
Look it up. Look it up. Pearl.
Say that you got into that position because you didn't see that while you was fighting at the time?
Yeah, you know, I think that there were some great mentors in the sport that did step in and help me and kind of led me to this. But yes, I didn't ever feel like, you know, the media, you could trust them because they did. They would expose or they would tell stories that I necessarily didn't want out there. And I just knew that I'm going to stay true to my values. These athletes need me. They don't have the talent that I have to be articulate like I can or to say what I can say for them. And so they do need someone behind it, and I'm going to be that for them. And not only that, mentor the younger athletes as well.
From fighting to mentoring, commentating, we interview her now as well. Pearl, check it out. I got the WBC, right? I got a few. We got the WBA. Which one is prettier? Which one do you like more?
It's WBC.
She's sticking to the green stripe, you hear? The Chi-Town Princess is in New York City. Pearl Gonzalez. I like to call her Precious Pearl. We appreciate you. Thank you
so much for having me on. Shout out to New York, man. You guys are amazing.
Shout out Four Corners.
Yes, shout out to Four Corners. Thank you guys for having me on. And to all the New York athletes, man, the sky is the limit. Go after it. Fight for your dream. Fight for your life. You can do it if you believe in it, if you're persistent and you're consistent and you just are determined. So go after it.
And our pizza's better.
And the pizza's best.